There was a situation on Twitter where an artist was charged back for one of their character designs, but it ended up opening up a really, really massive rabbit hole to some alleged scamming behavior. Again, before I start this video, please don't send hate to anybody involved in this situation. Sending hate is never okay, and these claims are all alleged because this is a situation where somebody has rebranded like 20,000 times. So while there are a lot of evidence that these accounts are linked, it's not necessarily definitive. But this is going to be an extremely long and hefty case. So for those of you guys that like long videos, stay strapped because this is going to be a doozy. And I have a couple of other longer videos that will be coming out soon. So I hope you guys like that. And by the way, guys, at the very end of the video, I'm going to have a TLDR summing this up. So my editor will put the timestamp of where it starts right here so that you can go check out the TLDR and then, I don't know, jump back into the video to continue onwards. What kicked all of this off or reopened this can of worms is this post made by Daisy Baka, who goes by the Twitter handle per_orange. This was posted on November 24th, and if you're wondering why it took me a minute to get to this, well, it is a can of worms. So they wrote, "Hello, I have received a chargeback on PayPal for my character design Black Coffee Boba. This is completely against my TOS and results in my repossession of the design, and any previous ownership will be immediately terminated. Original purchaser was Wochi or Jishe VT. So this is the Black Coffee Boba design by Per Orange, and this design is absolutely adorable. I really love the kind of like leather belting coming out of what looks like a cape. The design is so cool. And here we get a close-up iconography as well. And then Per Orange adds other names: Drowy, Orca Punk, Orca Chu, Mia FTT, 2D Orca, Wuchi, Juzsik, Jikse. The reason why I name drop them directly is because they are a known scammer, accepting commissions and never finishing them, faking their life end, etc. This chargeback is also proof they are still around. Please be wary. If anyone has new information on them, please feel free to share in this thread so we can keep other members of the community safe." So people in the comments are showing their support to Orange, with Mika Sure writing, "This is so effed up, what a rat," and Daisy putting 3 crying emojis. Cordy Cart writes, "Sorry this happened to you, Daisy. I paid them for rigging that never got done. They promised to refund for months and then disappeared. By the way, cute character design." And Daisy says, "Yeah, it's a real shame. It just goes to show they're still around out there and to be alert. It seems like they've actually scammed a ton of people, TBH. Also, OMG, you ended up Asaki's beautiful sheep design, such a beauty." Sleepy Bunzu writes, "They kept harassing me in DMs for blocking them after all the stuff they did. They need to stop mistreating artists and scamming people. I'm so tired of the behavior. I'm so sorry this happened to you, BB." And Daisy says, "Thank you so much, Buns." Pussytail writes, "That sucks, sorry to hear," and Daisy says, "It really does. Hopefully PayPal accepts my response. I have sent in proof of my purchase and my TOS, which does not allow refunds." Icy Wolf says, "Oh, that person again. They have a history of doing this. In the art community, they are a scammer. That person keeps on making alts and everything to continue to get money from others. It is best to blacklist them and to remind others not to work with this person." Sheppy writes, "I'm sorry that this scammer got to you too. It seems they've been around lots. I hope that you keep your money. Is this design going to be available to adopt again?" And so this opens up the can of worms to other behavior that this person might have exhibited. Because if you look on the surface level, potentially charging back for a character, while extremely rude and uncalled for, right? Communication is really key. If you bought an adopt and you can't afford it, communicate with the artist before just blindly charging them back. And again, chargebacks cause a lot of problems with artists too, because the person who receives the chargeback has to pay a $20 fee per chargeback. So you're essentially taking more money out of Daisy's pocket, which is again not cool whatsoever. This person has a history of this type of behavior. So on Twitter, there's this account called Pandora Box Truth, and the nickname reads "The Truth Justic." The bio reads, "This account has the purpose of informing and retweeting everything regarding the user Justic or Wu Chi and any nickname said user created." This is an extremely hefty page, and I'll have them linked down below in the comment section as well, so you can go check them out because they provide a very, very detailed account of all the things that happen with retweeting everything regarding these users. So if we go down to the very, very first post on this page, this was on April 9th. And it writes, hashtag "Don't scam me, Pierce." Some of these accounts are deleted, deactivated, or still alive, but all of these accounts follow or followed the main account Pierce Kun before and sometimes even after Pierce's multiple scams. So the graphic reads, "Don't scam me, Pierce." Main account name Twitter is Piercy Kun with 2 N's. Toy House Piercy Kun, and VGen Pierce, Twitch Piercy Kun. And multiple account names, it changes a lot with profile photos and banners. And here is a list of profiles that may or may not allegedly be involved or linked to this Piercy Kun accounts. And when recording this video, I was trying to figure out the best way to present you this information. I'm going to do it in chronological order, and then I'm going to provide you a lot of evidence that this account, The Truth, will show to indicate how all of these accounts are likely linked to the same person. So if we go back to this account, The Truth Justic, quick, the first post that it made was April 9th in reply to a post that was deleted by this post author. So from my digging, I couldn't find the original tweet from the other person involved in this scenario, but this is a post made by this Piercy Queen account about some drama that happened on April 9th. This is drama between Pierce and another account by the name of Hamchi or Hamchiro, who is a VTuber. And for some context about this VTuber, recently they've been getting themselves into hot water. They made a tweet on October 10th, which wrote, "Sorry if this triggers anyone, but 1K for an adoptable is crazy. I've been seeing a lot of adopts posts lately that range from 500 to 1K and they just have a simple outfit on, nothing really unique. I understand we're all trying to make money, but holy Jesus." I made a whole video about that. I'll have that link down below if you want to watch that, but that is neither here nor there. That is not the issue here because this video is about Pierce. They got into some beef. Pierce writes on Twitter, "Hi, so this bitch Hamchiro has really been wanting to drag my name for the most petty shit. She accused my roommate of scamming her plus doxed my name in my PayPal for all her dick writers to see. I literally hate getting involved, but holy shit." And yeah, so by the way, Hamchiro did get doxed, which is never okay ever. And doesn't matter like how much you dislike somebody, don't dox them. That is inflicting great bodily harm by proxy onto the other person. You never know what's gonna happen, right? But Pierce writes, "My roommate paid through my PayPal to buy her adopts because her PayPal doesn't work." Take note of that, by the way, because this will be a trend we will see in later posts. "The money didn't go through, and my roommate offered to give back the characters, which she did, and this petty bitch decided to drag my roommate's name in the mud as well as mine. Any artist following me that I have commissioned knows fully I pay for art, and I appreciate the artist. I have so much proof of previous conversations where I paid for art, mostly upfront as that's what I usually offer to do. On one note, if you're gonna dox me, don't block me. It's petty," with a screenshot of Hamchiro's block. And then Pierce attaches a photo of some of Hamchi's tweets. So the tweets read, "Oh yeah, also, when they first wanted to buy an OC, they claimed they didn't have a PayPal and we're using a friend's. This, quote, friend canceled the payment that night. I asked for a resend and then they somehow miraculously had a PayPal account to send the payment and that payment declined." So as you can see, info on a payment from Pierce Workshop and then a delay in e-check payment. Hamchi says, "It seems from another commenter on a previous post that this person Orca and Pierce are the same and just use multiple accounts and pretend to be different people. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, it seems very scummy." So I'm guessing this is what Pierce refers to with the doxing, right? Like, "Oh, you doxed my name, info on a payment from Pierce Workshop." Maybe there's more stuff. Here it says the sender's name is Pierce Workshop. And from my usage of PayPal, besides sender's name and info from this, you're not going to find extra name info. So your name is literally right here in your bio. Like, it's in your username. I don't know what you're getting at. Pierce was calling this a dox, right? That they are saying they also got doxed. And again, please note the Orca name because Pierce is claiming that Orca is their roommate. But again, we will see later that this may or may not be true. But in the thread, Pierce continues, but also in the thread, in reply to that photo, Pierce writes, "The post ... My roommate's PayPal doesn't work, like at all. So I let her use mine because, okay, I'm fine with that. You don't know what you're talking about because we know for a fact the payment declined because of lack of funds." So I'm also a bit confused here because like how? You are paying Hamchi. So how did the payment to Hamchi decline unless you didn't have enough money? So like why offer to pay for a commission allegedly on behalf of your roommate when you don't have enough money in your wallet? So if you pay with PayPal funds, it will not let you if you don't have enough money. But it says here, delayed e-check payment. I was explaining this on my stream maybe like a couple weeks ago, but check fraud is a big thing that happens, okay? Here's how check fraud works. What a check is a rectangular piece of document that says your account, your bank account number, and your bank routing number, which will allow the bank to withdraw money from your accounts. Then you write how much money you want to send to who you wanted to send the money to, and on what date you intend to send the money. Then you take this check, virtual or digital, you give it to that other person gets the check, and then they cash it in with their bank. Physically, you can go to the bank and hand them the piece of paper, or you can take a photo of the check and upload it to your bank account online. Checks do not instantly cash. It is a piece of document indicating that this money should transfer from person A's account to person B's account. You gotta wait for the bank to actually cash the check. When the bank gets the check, it will take them anywhere between 1 to 3 business days for them, you know, some person behind the scenes to look at that and be like, okay, let me go and type in Pierce's bank account number, routing number, withdraw the money, and then give it to my person. So what scammers would do is they would write bad checks, as in write checks for an amount that doesn't exist in their bank account. So if I have $1 in my bank account, I can get a piece of paper, write $1,000 and give it to you. You're going to get the $1,000 check. You're going to look at it and be like, oh my God, yay, I have $1,000. No, you don't, because it's not in your account. You have a document stating you will get $1,000, but it's not in your account yet. You then have to go to the bank, cash your check, give it to the bank, and the bank will take your check, and then they will try to withdraw the money from person A's account. And then the bank is going to be like, wait a sec, person A doesn't have $1,000, they have $1, and the check will bounce because there's not enough money in the account to pay. That's what a lot of scammers do. And this is why I recommend do not take e-check as payment, guys. Just for your safety, because of this system, because it takes a couple of days. I talked to people in my Twitch stream, and some people said it took up to 5 business days for checks for them to clear. I guess it depends on like what type of bank, what type of account you have, and where you live. But yeah, it can take like 5 days for the check to cash. And by then, the person could be like, I don't know, pissed off to Narnia somewhere, and you're down a bunch of money. The easiest way is if you do some sort of direct transfer payment where the money would instantly hit your account, like an instant transfer, so that you guarantee you have the money, or if the money didn't come through, then you know that. That's why, to me, the fact that it was paid through an e-check and the fact that the payment bounced is sus. Because again, why would you offer to pay on behalf of a friend when you don't have enough money to pay? Just say, hey, I can't afford it. So Pierce continues, and also to claim her and I are the same while doxing me, also blocking me. May I not mention also creating a fake ass story to get your followers to harass us is what's scummy. Effing moron. I'm not gonna get my name dragged in the mud for your petty shit. I have a YouTube and Twitch career I want to pursue, may it be a hobby or not. The fact you go out of your way to bitch and complain instead of rationalizing says a lot about you, and I don't want to see you or your followers on my timeline or profile. By the way, this is just me too, but when somebody comes out with so much vitriol in their post, it makes me not necessarily want to believe them as much because there's just like a lot of emotion there. Maybe this is because I'm not a very emotional person, but typically a lot of people, when they get defensive because they're in the wrong or somewhat in the wrong, allegedly, right? They resort to emotional tactics in responding instead of logical responses. That's just me though, the way I read it. So then this whole scenario with this VTuber Cat Dragons happened. I made a video about this and I'll give you a rundown about it. And a lot of people were actually not on the VTuber side, which I was surprised about because I was on the VTuber side in the video. I'm not saying just because I sided with something, you have to side with something, but I felt like it was a little bit illogical to think the VTuber was in the wrong. But anyways, and this is the video that I made about it. I will also have this video linked down below in the comment section if you would like to check it out. So Kat basically, and we share the same name, made this post writing, please be aware of art raffles you sign up for. Engagement bait raffles are messed up, a thread. So I'll give you the TLDR rundown about it in case you've already seen my video. But on January 2024, Kat won a raffle with this artist. I at the time did not know who the artist was because Kat kept them anonymous, but now we know who it is. Basically, they got strung along for like 6 months and ended up never receiving the model whatsoever. They never received it and they kept getting blue balled, right? Because again, it's a scenario, and I'm sure Kat was like that too, right? Where it's like, okay, if you can't do it, it's fine. It was supposed to be free because it's a raffle, like it's all good. But they said they could do it, and then they said they couldn't do it, and then they said, oh, JK, like I can actually do it again if you want it. And then, oh, I can't do it. So they were like hot and cold, back and forth, back and forth. And the artist kept like emotionally guilt tripping Kat, being like, I'm going through this. I'm really stressed. I'm going through that. I mean, all Kat wanted the entire time was just an answer. Like, if you can't do it, I mean, sucks, but okay. Or if you can, okay. But they kept like blue balling them and leading them on the entire time. And the entire time the artist was like, oh, I posted an update. I wasn't going to be doing comms anymore on my Discord. And Kat was just like, I'm not there. Like, why couldn't you just reach out to me? Just a little update, something. But yeah, in that whole scenario, basically, a lot of people were mad at Kat because they were like, oh, you should be grateful. It was like something free. But like, it's false advertisement to offer and promise something and then not deliver, free or paid. You know what I mean? Like, because here's the thing. There are genuine cases where somebody maybe wanted to give something away for free and got a little overwhelmed, but there are so many cases of scammers who make fake raffle posts as engagement bait to drive followers and literally never deliver on it. And every time I see that, it's just annoying because I'm just like, dude, this is just bad practice. You know, you get so many people's hopes up. I know it's free, which is why they get away with doing this, because it's free. So you can't blame them because, oh, you weren't gonna like lose anything anyways because it's free. But it's like, there are things to lose from the other person who was supposedly supposed to win this, right? Especially if it's a VTuber model. If they were in the works to get a VTuber model and they won this raffle for you, well, they're gonna be like, oh, you know, like, let me put on hold this process. I'm gonna get a model from you. Yay. And then their debut will never happen because you never do the art. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, communication is the most important thing. If somehow things come up and you can't do it, it doesn't hurt just to tell that, just to say that. But it was really, really messy. So Kat made their post about this on June 3rd. Now, Piercy on their account 3 days later on June 6th makes a post. And by the way, again, Kat kept the artist anonymous. So at that that time, we didn't know who the artist was. Most of us anyways. But Pierce writes, "Oh my god, I genuinely can't do this anymore. People are calling me a scammer and claiming me and my roommate are the same person. We're not, and I'm not involved. Here's some proof I delivered to my clients and pay for the art I commission." So here is, somebody called Adam dropping a PayPal link, and Piercy is stating, "Oh, yep." And then, Adam saying, "I got the payment. Thanks for the tip." And then here's them with somebody called 8cat in Discord where they drop their cash up, and then Piercy says, "All right, one sec, payment sent." Another one where they showcase a completed commission. Another one where they showcase a completed commission. And Pierce writing, "Things have already been hard due to my voices and hallucinations. I'm trying to get referred so I can start taking injections that'll help better than oral medication. I've been slow on my animation commissions due to this and also burnout." And more examples of commissions that they sent. Another commission that they sent. And by the way, I'm going to add a trigger warning right now for mental health and self-harm, because this will be something that they'll sometimes bring up. So they continue, "I'm trying everything I can not to hurt myself again. I'm nearly 2 years clean from self-harm, and I don't want to relapse back into that kind of habit. I don't want to go to the hospital as I don't want to spend my whole summer break in there. The adult units suck. Why am I being involved? I've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. This shit is so stressful to my already stressful situation. I'm still battling SA trauma, which has already been making me very depressed. My outlet is art, and if you saw my YouTube high pixel skyblock, I want to start streaming as I finally got my dream model. Both the artist and rigger did a wonderful job, but now this makes me scared. I want to advocate for men's mental health and also psychosis if I grow an audience. This is the shit I'm facing. Please just leave me alone. I've done nothing and I don't deserve this treatment. I'm gonna take a break from animation commissions for some time as I've already drained from the animation." So here's people stating that, oh, Yue and Pierce, Yue being allegedly the roommate, are the same person. And then a screenshot of the Pandora Box Truth account. And Pierce writes, "Thank you to those who have understood my situation and also the recent support on my raffle. I honestly really appreciate it. In my honest opinion, all this drama is stupid and I stay away from the VTuber community because of this. Not that long ago, there was already drama I was being involved in, claiming me and Yue are the same person just because I let her use my PayPal account. I'm gonna try my best to stay positive and ignore everything going on. I will continue to make art. Also, the people who are looking through my socials for proof, stop. That makes me extremely uncomfortable that you're looking through everything just so you can back up your empty claim." A month and a half, 2 months after that post, there was this expose that was posted on Toy House by user Montzar. I hope I'm reading that right. It's titled "Wuchi/OrcaBB scamming many past usernames." So Mon writes, "Image screenshots will be posted in spoilers to help save space on the page, as this is a lot. I've never written a beware before, so sorry if this is hard to read." So who? Wuchi used to go by Honeypie. Past usernames include Ryahound, Rayteen, Cupie, Cami Jukin, K9 Lif, Teachu, Zinsu, Orkvia, Meowth, Layla Ocean, Luna Beppu, Shaifua, or Orcachu, Kaya Pocket, 2D, Nai. And again, just note the likeness of Orca naming, C namings, and the 2D. So different accounts. And then Twitter results for Riamir, which was their Twitch and DeviantArt that was then updated to Wuchi and then changed. So their Twitter accounts used show accounts: Jazzik, Krumsky, Pocket Lay, Minio Roll, Sleepy Juha, and Likia VT. So it adds possibly suspected main accounts plus socials. Allegedly QB Mew. That account is subscribed to Honeypie, made in January, uses the same name as an old username of the Honeypie account, and has a very similar art style. Possible usernames affiliated with QB Mew include Chisa, Underland, Momi Mew, not certain of it, but thought to mention it. This is again kind of alleged. I was poking around through the art styles. It is somewhat similar, but it might be a little bit of a stretch, so that one's kind of 50-50. Another confirmed alt is the account OrcaBB. So for what? VTuber model worth $200. How? Attempting to PayPal scam me by sending payment via an e-check, despite being told PayPal invoice only, yet demanding the files up front, which is pending and will probably not be fulfilled. Remember the e-check I was talking about, guys? Yeah. Context: Honeypie commented on my VTuber design that was up for sale earlier tonight, asking to buy it. I was excited and agreed and DM'd them to discuss further, wherein majority of the conflict arose. So here are the comments. So we can see the account Honeypie saying, "Hello, I wish to buy her." Mont writing, "Awesome, I would love for her to go to a good home. I can DM you here shortly." And Honey says, "Okay." So Mon adds, "In DM, I clarified that I only accept payment via PayPal invoice. They asked to send it directly since their, quote, PayPal glitches and invoices won't work," end quote, which is really weird. I declined and insisted on PayPal invoice only, so they accepted and sent their PayPal email to me. I sent them the invoice and got the Google Drive ready, only to find out that they had sent the payment directly to me via e-check despite my wishes. So Mon says, "Hi, what kind of price range are you offering to buy her for? Min is 200, auto buy is 250. If offering a payment plan, I require a down payment of 50% to hold it for your purchase, and the files will not be sent until it is completely paid off. I can't upload the other stuff because the resolution is too high, so it will be delivered via Google Drive. I can show you previews of other art via Discord if you'd wish to see the other pieces before purchase. I also only accept PayPal via invoice, so I hope that's okay. Looking forward to hearing back from you." Honey says, "Hello, I'd like to buy her for 200 if possible and do upfront payments." And Mon says, sounds perfect. Just send me your PayPal email and I will send you an invoice. Also, because I did put it in the description, but it doesn't hurt to double check. You are an adult, correct? There isn't much stuff in terms of spicy content with the character, but I do wish to be sure. And Honey says, yes, I am an adult. Is it possible not to do an invoice? Like, may I just have your PayPal link? My PayPal is glitched and it usually doesn't work with invoices. Mon says, I would feel a lot more comfortable trying an invoice first, as that helps me list the terms of sale. And it's also a protection for me. There are multiple ways to view an invoice if the issue is finding it. I can help in any way I can if a problem arises. And Pierce replies, okay, that's fine. Mon says, all right, sorry for the delay. The invoice has been sent. Here is a link just in case. Once it's paid, I'll send the Google Drive link ASAP. Everything is uploaded and ready to go. Likewise, I will also send the character transfer over as well. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have her go to a good home. And Honey says, so invoice wasn't working, so I just sent it through your profile. Sorry, the payment may be pending since it's an e-check directly from my bank. It should go through eventually. Sus. Mon writes, they admitted to such in DMs, so I went to check. It took me about 15 minutes to find the payment and to decide how to proceed. And in that meantime, Honey Pie sent me 3 consecutive messages pressuring me and threatening to refund. So here, Honey sends a bunch of question marks. Then they write, please respond. This is making me worry. This is a big payment. This is making me upset. Please respond or I'll cancel the payment. By the way, please note, there's about 10 minutes between these 3 messages. So again, this to me is very sus because it looks like they're kind of using emotional manipulation to try to get people to send things quicker, or so that they would send them the files when they had sent them a faulty e-check and then the check would bounce, but then they would now have the files. So Mon writes, the payment was marked as pending to receive on August 1st, so I sent them a message back to let them know that since it's not posting until the 1st, which would mean that's when Mon receives the money, I will not be sending them the files until after the payment posts on the 1st. But I am more than happy to upload other art pieces to Toy House at 50% resolution with the in-site watermark so they can view them properly. I felt suspicious, so I made sure to get an electronic form signature stating no refunds on the transaction, along with listing my TOS that was previously listed on the invoice. They did sign it, but then began demanding that I send the files immediately. So in the screenshot, we can see Mon says, I see the transaction, but I'll not be able to send it until it goes through, which is the 1st. In the meantime, if you could read and sign this agreement to put my own mind at ease and to protect myself like the invoice would. And then Mon writes, they only responded, okay, here, so I didn't screenshot the received message, just my response. This is Mon saying, will it be okay if I upload some of the art pieces at 50% res via the Toy House profile, and that the full images will be sent via Google Drive when the payment is confirmed? This shows that Honey had said okay. And then here you can see Honey says, okay, I filled it out. Sorry, big payments make me worry so much. And Mon says, it's okay. Okay, I get it. I'd be a bit antsy too. Sorry for the delay. I was making the form because of wanting protections for myself and make sure this all ends up professionally. I'm sorry your payment didn't go through immediately, but as soon as I see it post, I will deliver the files and transfer via Toy House. I'll mark it sold and pending the transaction now. And then Honey says, it'd be best if I can receive the files now because I'm more comfortable that way. And if the payment goes through, I wouldn't know if you'll send me the files even if you say you are. Please send the files. My trust for other people isn't necessarily there. ... To me, this reads like emotional manipulation, you know, where Honey's like, oh, you know, like, can you send it to me now because I'll be more comfortable? And if the payment goes through, I wouldn't know if you'd send me the files. Let's read this a different way. The payment isn't through yet, but can you give me the stuff anyways? Because I don't trust people. Like, that's not really how sales work. Like, you don't get your stuff till the other person gets their money. And Mon says, I'm sorry, but no, I can't do that. I can upload most of the files to the Toy House profile with watermarks so you can see that they exist. But you will not be getting the full files unless the payment actually posts in full and I see it in my PayPal balance. That way, you don't have the check bounce and you just run off with the files. Which is exactly, I believe, what they were planning to do. If you're going to be this anxious about it, I would rather prefer you just cancel the payment entirely so I can seek a new buyer. And in the Toy House post, Mon writes, I felt very suspicious of this, so I declined. They kept persisting and getting more aggressive as time went on, so I decided to completely cancel the sale and have them pursue a refund with their bank or PayPal. I cannot cancel the transaction myself on my end, and I even linked them resources on PayPal's official site saying such. They told me that they can't cancel the transactions themselves, so they need the files immediately, which contradicts their earlier threat of canceling the payment, lol. So here we can see that Honey says, payment cannot be canceled with PayPal. I've tried before and it doesn't work like that. And Mon says, I don't know how else to proceed then, as I cannot confirm you've paid since it's marked as pending and has not posted on my end. I'll send a screenshot here in a moment to show you what I see on my end, and I have no option to cancel it either. Either one, you wait for the payment to post to receive your files in full, and in the meantime, view the watermark versions, or two, you wait for the payment to post so I can manually refund once it posts, but you will lose around $6 in fees from what PayPal ate. And I just have to say, like, this entire time, Mon is being so respectful, giving like the best compromises possible to ease their mind, being like, hey, I'll upload like everything at 50% so that it's 50%, right? You can see it, you know it's there, and you know that this is what you're gonna get, but I haven't received the money, so I'm not going to give it to you. Because again, if Mon were to give the files to Honey on Toy House, they will essentially have it, right? I mean, they can dispute it with Toy House or try to get it back, but it's a really complex process. Honey just needs to be a little patient, but they're being so impatient here. And Honey writes, none of those are options. One, I don't wish to lose money. And two, I'm beginning to not trust you. Like, what is the emotional manipulation here? Please send the files. I've been waiting and payment will go through. It's an e-check. I have no other way to send money except for it to be pending. If this is the only way you have to send money, then you have to be okay with the fact you have to wait until the check cashes, like point blank period. Because you apparently have issues with PayPal, allegedly, right? And then Honey says, if you need proof of me sending big payments like this to people with success, I can send you proof. Which again, like that doesn't change anything. And this was like something that Pierce had also indicated in their post, right? Like, here's proof of me paying other people. No one said you never paid anyone. The issue is that there are some people that you haven't paid or done art for. Not necessarily paid, right? Because these are like faulty checks, but like the issue isn't that you don't complete any of your commissions, but the issue is there are people's commissions you've never completed. And then Honey says, hello, question mark, question mark, question mark. By the way, there's like 3 or 4 minutes between each of these messages. And Mon writes, I'm beginning to think you're attempting to scam me because none of your actions thus far seem at all rational or reasonable. 1, you can cancel a sent transaction if it's pending via e-check. A Google search has shown such to me and my partner has also done so prior. 2, you didn't even ask me to help you figure the invoices out. You just rushed to send me the money via e-check without confirming that I would accept the payment method. 3, I have nothing to lie about and I'm happy to send you the files when I'm paid. I am not paid yet, so therefore it is not officially purchased. You may have sent the money, but I have not received it. And there's no reason you couldn't just cancel the second you get the files. I'm not dumb. 4, here's the proof it's pending on my end, which I know you can see as well, with a whole bunch of Gyazo screenshots. I am this close to writing a beware thread in the service reviews about this because you're being a sea of red flags right now. Cancel the payment. I no longer wish to sell to you, period. Call PayPal, make a support ticket, and or contact your bank so it doesn't send, with a link of an article on how to cancel an e-check payment. And Honey writes, I tried canceling an e-check before and it didn't work when I called PayPal on my bank. I believe you're the one trying to scam me. It makes no sense why you won't send the files when you know you'll be getting the money. And this is the craziest like gaslighty logic to me, right? I know you don't have the money yet, but give me the stuff. That's not how it works. You get the stuff after they get the money. And by the way, the logic goes the other way. Their logic is give me the stuff now because you know the money is going to hit. So if you know the money will hit, why can't you just wait the 1 or 2 days it takes for the money to clear for you to get your stuff? If you're so certain the money is legit, why can't you just wait the 1 or 2 days it would take the bank to process the check? But Honey writes, PayPal is telling me to contact you to cancel it. I just like the files and I'll be on my way. This isn't okay. You have me wait after payment and won't at least give me some of the files to be safe for each side. I've done many payments and they were all successful. I don't understand why you're making this difficult. What in the gaslighting language is this? So in the service form, Mon continues, things did get heated and I did become less patient and more counter-aggressive as time went on because I don't deal with nonsense like this. And I certainly won't allow anyone to walk over me or bully me into a decision I am uncomfortable with. I went to Toy House's forums to ask about this and got a lot of helpful advice in DMs and others also believing this was an attempt at scamming, which I really appreciate the input. So here in the back and forth, Mon writes, I am going to proceed to ask the Toy House forums on advice on how to deal with this because I don't feel comfortable sending you the full files until the payment post. I am not going to get scammed in an attempt to make you feel more comfortable because you decided to pay me in a way that I did not agree with without asking. That is your mistake. And I asked my partner who has sold adopts and VTuber models for a decade now about this and he also agrees with my decision. I am protecting myself and it's not my fault that you rushed to pay me in a way that made things extremely difficult. You were linked to a thread that showed only the sender can cancel it. Call your bank, intercept, and cancel. Or wait for the payment to properly post and get your files. Or a refund of the payment, the fee of $6 on August 1st. Those are your 2 options. There won't be other options. Honey writes, now I genuinely believe you're trying to scam me. I've always bought characters and characters are more expensive than this. Never have I ever ran into this problem. I am very close to reporting you as a scammer. I cannot cancel the payment, like I keep saying. No options would let me. Please send the files. I love how for Honey, like nothing legitimate works, you know? PayPal doesn't work for them. Apparently PayPal invoicing and like paying through PayPal doesn't work. 2 much more legit versions or things to do or things to pay than e-checks. Also, somehow they can't cancel payments on their end, allegedly. Like what are the odds that nothing works for them? If this much stuff doesn't work for you, then stop buying things, you know? Like it's not meant for you, bro. So Mon writes, report me if you'd like. There's nothing I've scammed since I haven't been paid yet. This is not a physical product. I am delivering a digital good, and likewise on any other platform, if your payment doesn't go through, then you don't get the files. I'm going to make a beware thread on Toy House, report your Toy House account, and also report your PayPal for scamming, showing these messages as proof to PayPal. I have the time and resources to do so, and you will not be the first person I get banned from PayPal's platform. PayPal will be on my side because your payment hasn't gone through. They will also see the invoice I sent that you ignored, and will also additionally see the form that you physically signed. You can save yourself so much trouble right now by just calling your bank, intercept, and cancel it. Get your money back and move on. Simple. I am done with this. I am leaving communication open only so that I can refund you if the payment does indeed post before then, but you will not be compensated for the fees since it was your mistake. And Honey says, FS, I cannot get the money back. Whatever, you're just trying to scam people. I've tried my best and you yet again ignoring the fact that I'm simply saying I cannot cancel the transaction. If you can, great, be my guest. But if payment does go through, I expect the full $200 with the fees covered because it's not fair I lose $200 over this. Thanks. Also, you speak so entitled, like what the F? Please stay far away from me. You're just trying to scam people, that's all. By the way, if we go all the way back up here, this entire situation happened within the period of 2 hours. Apparently so impatient that they couldn't wait for the check to cash. So in the thread, Mon continues, they are insisting that I am scamming, threatening to report me, and demanding I must pay out of pocket to return any money that PayPal fees have eaten in this transaction, which I have clarified that I refuse and I will not do so. I will not pay out of pocket for their mistake. The only reason I have not blocked them is so that I can have further proof, and additionally, and also keep an eye on the PayPal situation to avoid a chargeback and to issue them their proper refund. So here, and I love the use of the bold, by the way. Mon writes, call your bank pro bono tomorrow. As soon as they open for calls, call them and intercept the payment. Otherwise, you will be losing the money spent on fees for this. I am not going to be paying $6 of my own pocket because you messed up and didn't send the payment right. That is not fair on me to pay for your mistake, in bold. And Honey writes, okay, cool. It's not a mistake if your invoice doesn't work. You should stop scamming people, seriously. No. If Mon's method of receiving payment is PayPal invoices and you cannot use PayPal invoices for whatever godforsaken reason, then don't buy it. Duh. Anyways, Mon continues in the forum. I have since closed my PayPal account from accepting e-checks thanks to some advice I got in DMs about it, and I have disputed the transaction on my activity center. I will more than likely have a resolution by August 8th. Do not do business with HoneyPie. I cannot discourage you enough from avoiding the situation, especially if you wish to have the payment post on time. They will rush you, aggravate you, guilt trip you, and then threaten you and your livelihood. Update 1. Check bounced as many of us assumed. Update 2. Another alt account has been discovered named OrcaBB. It has the same OCs on the folder icons that belong to HoneyPie. So here we can see a whole bunch of Toy House screenshots. So we can see HoneyPie under the category of unsorted, a bunch of artwork. That, as you can see under the account OrcaBB, under the profile, Soda Pup. They also have all of that artwork listed. And it's listed, gift art are not priced, designed by Sleepy Bunsu, model and rig in work in progress. So as you can see, OrcaBB has the same profile as a persona created by HoneyPie called Orcachu. Interesting connection. And Mon continues, unfortunately, the Twitter account associated with OrcaBB that was linked in their bio originally has changed usernames, but we did confirm they had a main VTuber account they use. I imagine these scams are what actually is funding their VTubing. It used to go by 2D9, so I've also added that as a username to this list. We have reported this user to Toy House management, but since no money was actually received, they have elected to leave it alone. Protect yourself, please. Admin's report reply, where admin basically says as such. And the main response that we can see in the comments, we have this screenshot provided by Vitality, who adds, if you need it, I have an image of their comment here. And you can see HoneyPie with a comment stating, false info. Some of these accounts mentioned don't belong to me. Do better. Some of these accounts. A lot of accounts were listed here. So which ones? By the way, that OrcaBB account is back again on Toy House with the exact same profile photo, with some art listed or showcased on their profile. So that was on July 29th. Now we have this post made by VTuber Needy VT, and this was on August 20th. This one is extremely hefty and one of the big ones that kind of got more attention about this sort of behavior from this artist. And Needy writes, hi guys, I never call anyone out, but I feel like this should be shared for the safety of your money and personas. And again, I do want to add, by the way, Needy is like a very credible VTuber in the VTubing space. I made a video on them recently as well, and the video was this video, which oh my god, I will also have linked down below, where there was like a whole slander campaign that people started against this VTuber because Needy gives away a lot of free art, and they're like, yeah, we don't like Needy because they give away a lot of free art, haha. Needy continues, this artist and I have been moods for around 7+ months. I ordered an adoptable from them, and I noticed today they resold it to someone else, which this adoptable is in the process of becoming a model, so that really screws me and the new owner over, and the new owner who just rebought it. And this is a little bit confusing of a wording, so again, like I mentioned, Needy gives away a lot of stuff, so what they typically do is they will buy like VTubers or designs from people, they are a rigger. So they will then rig that model to then become a VTuber and then give it away. That is why there's like a new owner, right? Because the future winner of that model that would be given away. And then because it was resold, that other person. So Needy continues, I contacted the new owner and they said this situation is fixed and that the artist is going to completely redesign it for them so it doesn't look like the one I bought. But after I commented on the artist post to let them know this adoptable belongs to me, they soon after blocked me and put their tweets unprotected so only their moods can see what they post and reply. I found this sus. I also want to add that I've gotten multiple reports in my DMs over these 7+ months about this artist ghosting people and scamming them. I choose to ignore it because I had no solid proof and didn't want to believe random VTuber drama. But those are just more red flags I'm putting out there in case. Those people can comment their experience if they want below. Another red flag was in the screenshot you can see I paid $100 for an adoptable with false advertising. They showed the reference sheet with a mask and jacket but did not give me a Photoshop file with the mask and jacket. When I asked them to correct this, they said they would have it done tomorrow. But then they kind of ghosted me for a week and wouldn't reply before finally giving it to me. And the red flag, they changed their persona and username literally like every month. They told me a long time ago it was because of issues with past clients. But in my opinion, not fact, I think it's to hide from past clients, like the ones reporting this person in my DMs and me. So even though I made this call out post for them, their name might be changed in the future. Though I hope so because it's weird they share the same name as my model artist. Not for any reason, I just find it weird. Not saying they did it on purpose to copy or anything, heart. But yeah, super sorry for the call out post. I never ever do this, but I just don't want anyone else buying adobs that are getting resold or Photoshop files with false advertising or the things happening like other clients said to me in DMs, like buying art on Discord and then being ghosted, but I have no proof of that claim. So this is the account where you can see it's just sick now, which is a new name. It says you're blocked. And then here we can see the DMs from Needy where it says, hey, this adopt you have, if I buy it from you, can I give it away to somebody? And they say, of course, feel free to do that. And Needy says, okay, awesome, where can I pay? And they say, give me a sec and add the PayPal. And Needy paid with a small tip. And then in one of their posts, which is deleted, Needy says, hi, I already got the design from you before and gave it to its new owner. Please don't resell it. This design was purchased February 8th, but we have some more DMs on June 24th, where Needy writes, I might be blind, but I don't see the hood or mask toggle on the Photoshop file. The artist says, it should be there. My tablet has been acting up, so there's a chance it didn't save those items. I did those last. I can always draw them in tomorrow if you'd like. And Needy says, sure, that's fine with me. I'll wait for tomorrow then. And the artist says, okay. And 6 days later, Needy says, hello, it's been a bit. I have someone waiting for me to rig the model. Hello, please get back to me. And that was again a day after that. And the artist says, OMG, I didn't get a notification from you. I'm so sorry. And Needy says, no worries, it happens. Were you able to finish the model yet? And the artist says, I'll send the extra pieces as soon as I can. And Needy says, all right, thanks. And Needy adds, here is one of the people from DM. I won't share their story completely unless they want to comment on it on their own. But the same PayPal that I paid to as well for both adoptables I purchased. This random person DM'd me because they saw I was following the artist. They said they unfriended and blocked them on Discord after they paid them. And they showed me proof of DM. So here, the person writes, today I tried messaging them, but it won't let me message them. They unfriended and blocked me. And as you can see, they paid Pierce Workshop. So this Juz Sick account is linked to Pierce because why are all of these accounts linking to Pierce's PayPal? At the end of the day, right, the proof is where the money is. That's not exactly the quote, but you get what I'm saying, right? No matter how many times you want to claim all these accounts of different people, all the money is still going to the same account. So that's very odd. And then Needy adds one of the dozens of names I've seen them change through. Again, another screenshot where you can see it's the name Ria Mir. Ria Mir, remember that name? Oh, remember Mon's Toy House post, you know, the one we just read where they indicate that, where did it go? The Ria Mir was the main Twitch and DeviantArt page. And then in response to that, Needy linked a video, which was my video about the situation with cat dragons, where Needy writes, same artist, though lots of people were on the artist side for this. So on Pierce's side. But I just want to post another person's experience that had happened regarding ghosting and blocking and such. And then in the comments, Mika sure writes, this makes me scared she'll resell my character too. I own the soda pup she had and she still has it on UFS and on Toy House. When I messaged her about it, she blocked. I reported the listing to Toy House, but it's fucked up. She's selling more of them. And Needy says, I am sorry that's happening to you. Thank you for sharing your experience. At least so hopefully others don't have this happen to them too. And Mika says, also this is her alt, Syrixia. She deactivated, but it's back up now. And Missidia writes, that thumbnail looks oddly familiar. Like something I saw in this Zero character here auctioning, I think. Looks like 28 days ago. And as you can see here, there is this auction by this person called Yunya. And the starting bid was $650. And Mika says, yeah, she was trying to sell it for $650 to $800, even though she bought her for like $230. So Sky Eternal VT says, oh, I see they rebranded into this adorable soda pub, and I saw a post that they sell it for around $50 since they had no offers on the original price they wanted. Afterwards, I think it was sold to somebody maybe. And Mika says, yeah, I got her from the gal who paid the $50 originally. And then Droid Cell writes, "Aw, such a cutie design too. I hope you get it fixed. Sorry you had to go through this." And Mika says, "Thank you. Luckily it appears they deleted the Toy House page, so fingers crossed it won't happen again." Zupeshi, that's the Twitter handle, and they go by Remy, writes, "Is this the same person?" And there is the account who goes by the name Remy Chi, who went by the handle Rem, and their post says, "I'm doing VTuber models for $100 each. No rig, 4 slots open only, DM to claim." It is a little bit confusing because their names are similar, but Remy in the DM to Needy writes, "Hello Needy. A recent follower or moot of mine had this up on their page, and I just noticed it's actually an adopt you have up on your page as well, so I'm coming in case they've stolen it. Unless they are the original artist, then my oopsies, haha." Needy says that is indeed dumb, and Remy says how unfortunate. Sienna Puppy writes, "I worked with her and at Bella's studio to make her rigging, and I found out she just wanted to sell it as an adoptable. I didn't know. She was very respectful to me. I'm sorry for what's happening to you. I'll send you a big hugging." Now these are DMs between Sienna and Juz, where Sienna says, "Hi, oops, sorry, here. Video of the rig, here's the link." And then Jez says, "Thank you so much. Let me check it out. Looks amazing. I'm so happy. Thank you." Needy says she is very respectful. Yes, very kind when we spoke. But we have trigger warning for life end threats. We have this post made by Polka Pop VT, who writes, "Their account is back to unlocked, and that was the first thing I saw." And the post, as you can see, only DM for inquiries. Then Juz writes, or Pierce, allegedly, "Lol, a whole call out post about me. KMS. Please harass me so I can actually KMS. I'm not saying this to get pity. I'm tired, man, with internet and IRL things. I'm so tired." And they make a post, it's cropped off, but we will see it in another post that somebody made, right? Where it writes, "Discord at Nyrixia, I'll ask for proof of purchase." Basically, they were rebranding again to Nyrixa, which is another one of their confirmed aliases. And Needy writes, "As someone who is life ending in the past, I am very sympathetic. It puts a knot in my stomach to imagine they are feeling any sort of pain like this. Also, as someone who has been a victim of call-out posts, I know how stressful and anxious it is. I also feel extremely bad for that too. I do not want them to feel this way. But just like a review on Etsy, Fiverr, etc., I am writing my experience. In no way have I harassed or bothered them. I couldn't discuss it with them. They just blocked me, and I don't want that to happen to others. They just have to take responsibility, let go of the adopts they've already sold, and make sure not to accidentally do that again. And then boom, everything is fixed. They can rest easy knowing I have no hate in my heart towards them, or wish anything bad. This can all be fixed. Just take responsibility and improve in the future, and we are very forgiving with open arms. Heart." Sensakura VT writes, "They always react this way, and they've been called out by others before on multiple accounts or name changes. No matter how many times they're called out, they still continue to do the same thing." And that is why I'm making this video. At the end of the day, it is not to shit on somebody, right? But because there is this history of behavior, this is an awareness video so that we know this type of behavior from this individual. And so therefore, if you are looking to purchase items from them, maybe think twice, before you do it. It's totally up to you, your money, your prerogative. But I don't want you sending hate to them. Sending hate is never okay. But at the end of the day, there's a bunch of sus practices being employed by this artist with reselling adopts, which is definitely a no-no, because once you sell an adopt, the other person owns it, not you anymore. So you should not be keeping the files and reselling it. And secondly, a lot of commissions that they haven't delivered upon, trying to fraud purchases by offering e-checks that will bounce. Not good behavior. So here's Cat Dragons writing, "I had a similar issue with the same person, but it was for a raffle, so not as important as if it was something for monetary value. Made a call-out post and got dogpiled for it. Not fun." Which again, not fair at all. I was on Cat's side for that one. And when you see the full context of all of this, because in my opinion, the truth always comes out, And when you see the full context that this person hosted a giveaway and then didn't deliver and ghosted and dragged it on for 6 months, and they have all of this. And by the way, I am not even halfway through because I have an iPad full of notes and we still have 5 more things to go through. Situations between August 20th and now, December. But Needy writes, "Hopefully that does not happen this time. I don't know what happened with your exact situation, but I can't imagine anyone would be on the side of someone reselling designs and blocking the victims." Hanashiro adds, "That person is actually my design mama. I realize a lot of people calling her a scammer and stuff, but honestly, I have never came across anything like that in my personal experience. I really know nothing about this at all, but I hope it gets resolved as soon as possible." Needy writes, "I was the same as you. I didn't want to believe the random messages and call out posts because I only have pleasant experiences with them, but I was proved wrong. I'm very grateful for you to type your good experience through because everyone needs to see there are definitely good times with this artist and that they should decide on their own if they want to work with her, rather than going off on VTuber drama stories. But it's also good to let others know what has happened to us as well, of course. According to the comments on this post alone, it seems a common occurrence." And Hanashiro adds, "I totally understand and definitely had witnessed similar things in the past, though felt like it was better for me to stay silent. But since one of my moods, you got involved in something like this too, I felt like it wasn't something I could just easily turn a blind eye to." Eternal VT, we saw their post before, we read them. They write, I helped them by making a ready-to-rig live 2D model for an adoptable so that they can sell it for money without getting any profit for myself since I did it for free. However, I realized that I never saw it sold and the model probably tossed aside after they rebranded into it. So here's a B model and here is another model as well. That is extremely kind of them to do designs for them to sell with no profit going to Sky. For only a few days, never heard about the model again after that. I was supposed to too and I canceled the other one. I was very sad. By the way, I wanted to do it for free because they were struggling and I tried to be a nice person. Plus, when I contacted them about some mistakes that I made in the Photoshop file, they said they had it handled and they fixed it basically, which is great, but I wish I knew more about the model, like if it was sold or not, etc. And Needy adds, and the adoptables they posted, they did not credit the real artist anyways, so you may have lost credit to your art too. If they lose track of who buys their adopts, I would believe they lose track of who got them from as well. I'm sorry you had this experience. And Sky says, sadly, I didn't want to believe it, and honestly, I was hoping to hear about or see the model again. Honestly, I think I was credited, but I never received any notification, so maybe it was a different type of credit, like @/SkyEternalVT or something like that. Here's a sad thing too, with people who do like scams, right? It's always the kindest people that get taken advantage of. Always, which sucks. So then we have Tay, who goes by the handle 8-bit isopod on Twitter, and they write, I was also almost scammed by this artist. I commissioned them on August 6th and didn't get a single update until I messaged them threatening for a refund, where they said they'd try. They tried to get their friend to take over the commission, then they both deleted their accounts. Also, is it a friend or is it them on another account? Here we can see a message to Pierce Workshop for a VTuber for $75. And Tay adds, they also go by @Mwippy now. And Icy Wolf 8 adds, wait, I know that person. That person scammed me and many others. They create alt accounts to do the same thing over and over again to other people. People need to be warned of them. They use their mental health as an excuse all the time. Plus, they bait people with art raffles to grow their account over and over again, but they don't complete the raffles and just leave the people that won the raffles ghosted for months on end. So here we have Romelia who writes, I had a bad experience with this artist. She gave me a 4-week time frame on a commission, but 3 weeks in hadn't even started. Then told me it would be another 4 weeks before they could start. I asked for a refund. She said no. Thankfully, PayPal agreed to refund my funds. Olivia's writes, that's really concerning. I too got a design from them long ago, but for free. So this person had a positive experience with receiving something, and I cut and rigged it, made a VTuber model out of it. It's like they are always on the run. I just saw them trying to sell the same design, but with an alt outfit. So here we have Absalon Spiker writing, and a link to an account by the name of Sirixa. This is their alt too. I've been following for a while, and the person seems really weird about their models. This is the same person who had the drama over the free raffle art and never doing it a bit ago. Potentially the thing with cat dragons. Glubbies writes, this is my take on her guilt tripping. I'm sorry, but I have life-ending tendencies, and from people to guilt trip and say they're going to end themselves because they got called out is so crazy to me. Lol, a whole call-out post about me. KMS. And I ain't joking, I am. And Glubby says, bro, I'm sorry, but like this shit is not a joke. I understand you're tired, but just because you got called out for shit doesn't mean you go around guilt tripping people. I have very real and very rough ideations and could hurt myself because of stress and depression. So going around and acting like a child is crazy to me. I think about life ending almost every day, but I function through it. You're only saying this shit because you got called out, like F. Making people worry about you and your mental health like we're your therapist is crazy. So then on September 4th, we have this post by Twitter user powder_puff, who goes by Powder. And they write, so I hate starting drama, but I'm also not okay with myself, my friend, and several other people losing their money. I won't call this person a scammer because that implies they never intended to do the commissions. My experience at Wuochi Jusik a thread. On August 6th, I reached out to them expressing interest in commissioning them as they had put up a post offering an extremely cheap price for a model plus rigging, total price being 50 USD. I asked them if I can give them half now and half when I see the sketch. They said because of how cheap it was, they wanted the full payment right away. I actually completely understood this, so I sent them the full payment plus an extra tip so they got all the money as I used the business payment on PayPal in case I ever needed to get a refund. So in the DMs, you see Powder on August 6th, DM Juz writing, hi there, I saw this post and I'm interested in commissioning you. And the post was a post also on August 6th with Juz saying, okay, I'll be doing this again. $50 VTuber model commissions open. Please DM me if you want to commission me. You can request free rigging. And then you can see Powder had set $55 to Pierce Workshop. Again, the same Pierce person linked to this Judge Sick account. And Pierce says, thank you. I'll add you to my to-do list. And Powder says, awesome. And to double check the rigging isn't an additional charge. And Juz says, nope, the rigging is just free. And Powder says, awesome. The post said to request that. So this is me requesting that. And Juz says, no worries. And then Powder says, after a little while, they deactivated their account and reactivated it, seeming having gotten into some trouble. I reached out to them and asked if the commission was still happening. They said yes and had me add them on Discord and send proof of payment. On August 17th, it reads, hey, just wanted to check the call was still on. I saw that you were switching accounts and I just wanted to make sure that didn't change anything. By the way, I hope you're doing better. I saw everything you posted and if you need someone, I'm here for you. This is on a new handle, Ari. So the Ari handle is associated with the accounts Wuochi. Wuochi goes by the nickname Ari, okay? But Wuochi is still Juz, who is still Pierce, because Powder is DMing them about the commission they commissioned Juz, which they paid Pierce for, right? I know it gets complicated because there's so many accounts, but Powder says, awesome, super excited. And here is this post from Juz writing, hey, if you commission me, please friend my new account on Discord, Nerixa. I'll be asking for proof of purchase. Yeah, remember that DM that I showed you just earlier showing that Nerixa handle? That is the full DM or the full tweet. So now we have the Nerixa account. So here's Powder showing the proof of purchase. Again, paid $55 to Pierce Workshop, and Juz or Pierce says, did you pay for model and rig? Powder says yes, and Pierce says gotcha. Again, it's so confusing because in this one Discord page alone, they're going by 3 aliases, Nerixa, Juz, and Pierce. But this is all Pierce, allegedly. So Powder says, eventually I noticed that their Twitter was deactivated several times and that a larger creator, NeedyVT, ended up making a sort of call-out post about them, which showed off a lot more of them and some other things they had done, reselling characters, etc. They made a new Twitter account and then deactivated it. Went back to their old one, deactivated it, reactivated it, and so on and so forth for quite a while. After a while, I reached out to them again, asking if the commission was still happening. So here on August 23rd now, Powder DMs the Wuochi/Ari account, but this is still Pierce, writing, hi, I wanted to ask what's going on with your commissions. I don't mean to be rude as I understand you're going through something, but it seems like one day you're doing the comms and the other day you're not. I speak for myself and Herpersherp, my dear friend, when I say this as well, as both of us are worried we will never get our commission or our money back. And Pierce writes, Wuochi writes, if I end up not doing comms, you'll receive the money back. I'm not a scammer. Please stop trying to say I am one in a different way. Thanks. Which, like, also, they're so immediately defensive to not being a scammer. It's odd to me. Powder says, in my opinion, their response was quite rude, but I decided to just look past it as it seemed like they were struggling with their mental health as they were constantly venting on their account. Now we can see the Wuochi account and there's a tweet writing, hurting myself on stream arc, heart, heart, heart. And again, that's not really something you should be joking about. So then Powder writes, after a while, I decided I would email them as I no longer wanted the commission and I was worried that I and everyone else would never get the money back as they had already spent all the money they received from commissions without any progress being made. So here is Powder emailing Pierce Shard. Remember that Pierce Shard Gmail account? Yeah. So they write, hello, Juz / whatever your name is now. I'm reaching out to you in regards to the VTuber model I commed you on August 6th at 4:29 p.m. PST. As of writing this, it has been over 3 weeks since I have commissioned you. I have seen quite a lot of behavior from you indicating that this comm could take quite a while or more realistically could never get done. I completely acknowledge and understand that you yourself are going through some issues, but it has gotten to the point where I unfortunately believe that I will not be getting the comm at all. So I am formally requesting a refund for the full 55 USD I paid you. Unfortunately, it appears from what I've seen that you have spent the money that you received from the comms you never did. I'm not writing you this email as a courtesy as I do not want to have to file through their bank and end up getting the money reversed out of your account when that could potentially put you into debt. I would have reached out to you through Twitter or X, but you deactivate and reactivate your account every day. So I was unsure if you would ever get it. So I've decided to send you an email due to PayPal suggesting that was the best way to get my refund. I have the receipts for everything, like me commissioning you, you saying the price, me sending the money, and you saying that everything was all right. So if you need any of those, please let me know, and I hope we can come to an agreement. I'm also requesting on behalf of my friend Herpersherp that you refund them as well. Thank you. P.S. Unsolicited advice warning. I also take comms, but I make it a point to not spend the money from my commission until that commission is completed and approved. Yes, I understand there are unforeseen circumstances where you need to use the money immediately. Also, people open emergency comms all the time. I understand that emergencies happen and you don't always have the time to inform people, but if you had told me that the commission could potentially never happen and you needed the money for something else, I'm sorry, but I would have requested a refund on the spot. I do sympathize with everything that is going on with you, but this was also money that could have been spent on other things. And the rest is cropped off. So Powder adds, after not hearing a response from them, I went through PayPal and filed a chargeback request. This is when they messaged me on Discord. They revealed to me that this was not their PayPal account, but a PayPal account of their friend. Yet it's their email on the friend's account. So here we have DMs between Powder and Juz, who is also Pierce, right? Where Juz says, please don't email me, send me a Discord message. My emails are effed right now and Discord is where we're communicating. Powder says, all right. And Juz says, I would have refunded fine without a chargeback if you sent a message. And Powder says, I'll copy and paste the email here then. And Juz says, I don't want to read it. You already did the chargeback, so thanks. And by the way, the whole I would have refunded fine without a chargeback if you sent a message, I mean, Powder did email you. But Juz continues, y'all don't understand how hard it is to make money right now. Yes, I'm very irresponsible and shouldn't even do comms, but what's done is done. I can't even make a penny because I don't have an IRL job. Well, again, what is this defense? I am irresponsible and I shouldn't do comms. So you acknowledge that, but you're still doing comms. And you can't make a penny because you don't have an IRL job. What about getting an IRL job? I don't know. But Juz writes, plus as my friend's PayPal, y'all just fucked him over too. And Powder says, you're using your friend's PayPal to receive money, and now you're in a situation where people are going to be filing chargebacks because they never got their commissions. Oh dear. Also, even though I filed a chargeback, I don't have the money back yet, and there's a possibility I still won't get it back. Juz says, please don't even give me attitude, lol. And like, what? Powder never gave them attitude? They're rightfully feeling some type of way that they didn't get the money. But Juz says, you did what you did without even trying to reach out on Discord and making claims I deleted all my socials, which is false. My Discord is still here, so, which like technicalities, you deleted everything but one. Okay. Powder says, I personally don't consider Discord as social media, as messaging platform, but to each their own. And also, I'm gonna be honest with you. I forgot I even had your Discord because of our communication, besides that one tiny conversation had been elsewhere. Again, let me just indicate to you, somehow this Pierce person has a roommate that needed to use Pierce's account to send money. Now there's this Juz person that is apparently, allegedly, I'm being sarcastic, friends with Pierce, and they can't receive money in their PayPal, so they have people pay Juz. Like, come on. How likely is this that so many people need Pierce's PayPal? Or is it more likely that all of these people are actually Pierce? Be my guest. What do you think? So Powder continues, once again, in my opinion, their way of speaking to me was quite rude, but I understood they were on the defensive. Eventually, I agreed to drop the chargeback case if I was still able to get the commission. They said their friend would do it, so I reached out to them. This new person delivered a lovely sketch to me, but upon checking their account the next day, I saw they said that they would no longer be doing the comms, so I reached out to them. Their reason for not wanting to do the commissions anymore was people were accusing them of being the same person because their art styles were almost identical. At first, I believed they were two different people. Now I'm not sure. So here is the quote-unquote friend, Jixei. Oh my god, this is very interesting. So, by the way, I don't speak Korean. I had a stint where I was attempting to learn the Korean alphabet. And from my understanding, there is no X in the Korean alphabet. So their name is Jixei, but their name in Korean reads as Jigsei, right? With this character being a G or a G sound, but they write their name as with an X. So I don't know, right? Maybe I'm like reading too much into this. Just seems kind of sus to me. In Chinese, for instance, like another language that uses characters, you just put the pinging, you know, the actual phonetics in the sense that in the way that makes sense for the language, but maybe they're being like, you know, cute with it. I don't know, but like I have my tinfoil hat on and all my suspicions on because of this person's history of their behavior. Powder DMs Jixei, writing, hello, I'd like to ask if there's a reason you will not be doing the comm. No hate to you at all. I'm just trying to get my facts straight for the PayPal case, as it looks like I will now have to follow through with it. Jixei says, hello, I apologize for not being able to do the commission. I'm canceling because people think I'm just sick and I wish not for it to escalate. And Powder says, I mean, I don't think that. You both seem like very different people, although I would have to appreciate a DM about this, but I do understand. Jixie says people are saying our styles are very similar. We grew up together. Also, like, what is with like all Pierce having so many friends that they've grown up with that all need to use their PayPal? And Powder says, yeah, that's valid. Kind of like speech patterns. Art styles can change based on who you're around and what media you look at. So it makes sense that you guys have similar art styles if you were constantly drawing and showing each other your drawings. You're probably just subconsciously started having similar styles. Jixie says, that's some great observation. I'm unfortunately blocked by some people, but I must help Jessic at the best I can. Thank you for your observations. And Powder says, no problem. Also, like, low key, I don't know why, but these emojis like give me the vibe that they're trying actively really hard to not seem like somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I only know one person that types with this type of emojis. Like, I literally only know one. And it makes sense for their persona. Because of their job, they work in a space that uses like a persona, and they always kind of embody that when they're DMing. But yeah, that's what I think is kind of funny. I'm a little suspicious. And Powder says, after their friend said they were not doing the commission, I reached back out to them on Discord with no response. I told them I'll be following through the chargeback, and the response was very fitting. So Powder in the DM says, I'm going to be following through the chargeback, and Juz says, okay. Powder continues, other people who commissioned them use friends and family, which means they cannot get refunds, and unfortunately, a lot of them probably will not. A friend of mine commissioned them, and they used the word trick when they talked about being forced to use friends and family. I do not enjoy making posts like this, but after how I have been treated, how others have been treated, and how they have been acting, I'm very disappointed and upset. I will post an update if I get one about whether or not I get my money back. I will be using my refund if I'm able to get it to pay back my friend who commissioned them. As like I stated before, this person has spent all the money they received from commissions, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to pay it back for a long time, if ever. TLDR, don't commission this person. I have tons of extra screenshots and I'm willing to answer any questions should need be. I don't want to attack this person, but I also don't want to let these actions kind of get swept under the rug. And then this is kind of pathetic, in my opinion. So these are some DMs from Juz to Powder. Juz says, then take down the thread. People will still see it as a scam. You don't realize the shit I've been through and what people will think. This whole shit is traumatic as it is. So thanks. All I ask is for you to take down the thread. If not, it delays refunds. By the way, I love it when like alleged scammers, use emotional manipulation tactics to make you feel bad for them receiving consequences of their own actions. They're like, oh my God, take down the thread. People will see it as a scam. Like, you don't realize what I've been through. Dude, like you're trying to scam somebody out of like $55. That's just powder, by the way, because I've already covered a whole bunch of stuff they've already done. If you stop doing fucked up behavior, then people won't make posts about your fucked up behavior. You know what I mean? So then here's Powder's post, and then the Wuchi account quote retweeted it, stating, "It's the fact you don't have me blocked. Very amazing. Thank you for letting me see this. And still follow me? What the F? Hate to start drama, but basically making a thread about me to start drama." Like, I don't know. They seem to have a very strong victim mindset where they feel like everyone's out to get them. But like, if you're engaging in this type of fuckery that involves people's money, people are gonna make posts about you. Why are you mad? Just don't do this behavior and nobody would be upset. By the way, in this post, right, a lot of people were kind of like dogging on Powder because they were like, oh, this was like only 3 weeks for such a cheap VTuber model. Why are you mad? A lot of this was started, and the reason why the speed, in my opinion, was escalated is if you read the thread with some reading comprehension, you would see that Powder mentioned they read Needy's thread. Like, they commissioned Juz before Needy's callout thread. And then Needy's callout thread happened 2 weeks later, and then Powder, probably felt some type of way because they're like, wait, I commissioned this person. What do you mean? There's like 10 people who didn't receive stuff from them. Now they're kind of nervous that they probably won't get their commission either. So it makes sense, right? If you look at it singularity just on its own, yeah, 3 weeks to immediately make a call post is quick. But then again, if you take the full context in, where if you realize, hey, a week before Powder's call out post, there was this huge call out post by Needy where so many people came in with their experience, then you kind of realize, wait a sec, I might have gotten scammed too. So it makes sense as to why the timeline is expedited due to Needy's call out post. So I just wanted to add that extra context in. And then we have Herpa Sherp, who made their post, quote retweeting Powder's post, writing, "I sadly can vouch for this. I was the one who agreed to use the friends and family discount. I'm not saying this part is the fault of Wuchi, but I had no idea that using that discount completely kept me from being able to get a refund if it came to something like this. I understand poor mental health. I understand life being hard. I've suffered and still suffer from both. But if you're gonna do commissions, you better be ready to follow up or refund. Otherwise, you're essentially a thief. I was essentially stolen from. It's not about the money at this point. I don't care about getting my money back anymore, even though it would be nice if they gave it. I feel lied to. I feel tricked. And as this was my first time commissioning somebody for something like this, it has dampened my will to try again." And this is the thing at the end of the day, right? Like, these types of scammers, stuff like that, they affect kind people. That's what makes me so frustrated. And then Zacky B made their post about these artists on September 28th, which was a little over a month after Needy's post and about 2.5, 3 weeks after Powder's post. So Zacky writes, "The amount of stuff I've seen and noticed about this individual makes me so incredibly mad. I commissioned them from some art back in August and got led on and on, seeing them post about life ending, sister, family issues, money issues, and so on, but yet continue to seem fine and take on more commissions despite not finishing anything. Seemed to me they only actually finished what their friends wanted, as they wouldn't leave their side in this situation. Now today, a group got created where they once again threatened to end themselves." So here are some DMs. And this is again between Nerixia and Zacky B. So again, remember, we now know this Nerixia account is connected to Juz, and Juz is connected to Pierce because Juz had people pay them in Pierce's PayPal. So on September 4th, 2024, Nerixia writes, "I have IRL stress, school stress, and this stress, let alone I feel dramatically guilty, depressed, and I just want to die to escape all this stress. But it wouldn't be fair on y'all. Zacky says, I really wish there was more I could do to help, but your feelings are valid. Nerixia says, thank you. I had Oshis block me and everything. Zacky says, what? That's crazy. And Nerixia says, this drama has been going on since Feb. And Zacky says, I'm sorry for you." Also, on a complete side note, I don't know how close Zacky is with Nerixia, right? But if they're only on a commissioner and artist basis relationship, like venting about life ending to somebody who commissioned you is, in my opinion, not very appropriate. I have been in some dark mental times, I'm telling you right now, but like, you typically don't vent to people with that loose of a connection to you. It's just kind of trauma dumping onto the other person. And some of you might be like, oh my god, what if like they don't have friends that they can talk to? There's hotlines that you can call. There's other resources besides somebody on the internet that commissioned you for an art piece and you guys haven't talked before. Maybe Zacky and Nerixia, aka Pierce, potentially, allegedly, are friends, maybe, I don't know. But if that's not the case, it's a little bit odd to me. So Nerixia on September 25th says, hello, sorry I didn't send you an update yesterday, family emergencies. And Zacky says, hey, it's okay. Nerixia says, I'll send you something today. Usually models take me around 2-ish hours to finish. And Zacky says, yeah. And Nerixia says, yo, on the day after, I had a family emergency. Long story short, my sister ran away from a rehab facility and I'm being a detective trying to find her location so the cops can get her. Yes, my family is something else. And then they made a group with Powder in here, by the way, where Nerixia says, hello, you are in this group because you will receive a refund. Almost everyone in this group. I will be committing life end, but I'll leave the refunds to somebody I know I can trust. I've tried so hard and nothing works. Please don't leave a message here. And here we have Tay, which I'm guessing could be remember the 8-bit isopod Tay, writing, I already got a chargeback. You've already life and baited before. Have fun guilt tripping the rest of your clients. This is so fucked up if it's a bait, right? Which they've allegedly have a tendency to do in the past. Life ending is not something to joke about whatsoever, right? It is an extremely serious matter, and using it to guilt trip your clients allegedly is extremely fucked up. So here is the DM where you can see the message reads, hello, if you're reading this, I am long gone. For years I've attempted to escape my issues and myself via the internet. But I've come to realize that not only is it more cruel here, but I've been manipulated, groomed, hurt, doxxed, threatened, etc. by so many people. I want to sleep peacefully now. School has been a major stress for me, my family has been the worst, but what takes the win is the internet. It was supposed to be my safe place. Unfortunately, I do not feel safe anymore because I did this to myself. I do not want sympathy, I do not want help. I just want rest. Thank you to my boyfriend of 7+ years for making me happy and smiling through my pain. I will miss him the most. Concerning refunds, I'll make sure my family takes care of them. Thank you, Ringtail, for being my best friend of 3 or years. It's been the best years ever. Thank you, VTuber community, for allowing me to be in the community for 3+ years. This is goodbye now. Farewell. Again. By the way, I just want to add, if you are truly in a situation where you feel like inflicting harm upon yourself, please call a hotline. Please seek help. This is not the way to go about it. Again, I have been in some quite dark times. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't want to elaborate more. But putting everybody that you owe money to in a Discord and then being like, I'm going to end it all, and then posting a life-ending message in there is extremely traumatizing for all the people you're throwing into this Discord group. They did not consent to that. They did not consent to all this trauma dumping on them that you are baiting about, by the way, because they're back. Pierce is still around on their Twitter account, so it was a lie. I'm glad this was a lie. I'm glad they're still here. I truly am. But this is the most fucked up thing, in my opinion, to be joking about, to be threatening about. It is not okay at all. And then Zaki writes, about 10 hours later, they texted back in the group, almost seeming all happy, wanting comfort. And Zaki's message was, what? And Nerixa, 6 hours later is like, I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is so fucked right now. I don't know what to do. I'm so stuck in life. Hale says, oh, are you okay? I saw on Twitter your sister posted. I hope you're doing okay. And Nerixa says, well, I was actually going to commit, but I just don't want to leave the refund responsibility on my family. My boyfriend won't text me back. I'm like super out of it. This is insane. So Zaki continues, and to not only think of how many people have been taken under their Moses as they owe 1.3k USD in refunds of commissions ranging between 50 to 100 USD makes up about 20 people who aren't getting their commission nor money anytime soon, if ever. Oh, and also they have about 5 to 7 alternate accounts where they still actively post about new comms and traced art/stolen characters and so on. And then a user by the name of Amount writes, 5 to 7, I only know about the Piercy-kun account. And Zaki says, oh no, they have multiple. I've been in contact with them on 4. Remember? Because again, it makes sense. When we looked at Powder's message, right? How it was the Juz account and then Juz rebranded to Nerixa, but then they were still supposed to pay the Pierce account, but then they were then DMing on the Wuchi account. Yeah, makes sense. And then a man says, oh, that's very sad. Up until recently, I assumed they were just a struggling artist. And then Powder Puff on October 7th made a post writing, as I'm sure no one is surprised, they're completely fine and they're trying to do commissions again. I have also confirmed that the other person who was going to do their commissions was just them. Both accounts got a new username and then the main account took the user of the old account. Remember again how it was like, oh, my friend will do the commission. When you know, it is the same person. So here this account goes by the handle Mia_FTT. And then here we have a user by the name of I Am Normal or Haley writing, help. I've seen them change the alias so many times and I'm still waiting for my $100. Powder says, if you ever sent it through friends and family, I'm so sorry, but I don't think you're ever getting it back. And Haley says, yeah, I'm come to terms with it at this point. I wasn't expecting from them. And by the way, the reason why the Mia account is also sus, look at this post by Shock the System. They link Wu Chi's Toy House, which uses the same profile photo as the Mia account. We have this post also by Shock the System. I'm a little bit out of order here because I realized Shock the System's call out post about them might have first been on August 20th, so I might be a little out of order. I saw this on November 24th, but Shock the System writes, had a bad experience with them in the past too, the scammer. They tried to sell a character before fully paying it off and wanted a refund for what they had paid when I called them out on it. When I refunded, they wouldn't get the money right away. Last screenshot. But Shock writes in their post on August 6th, nothing can describe the utter disappointment and frustration I have right now. Please don't buy and adopt off somebody if you can't fully pay it off or demand a refund a few hours later. It hurts us severely as the sellers and you as the buyer. And this is a person by the name of Lime, which we see a whale here, writing, in my opinion, this is a bit rude. I have personal reasons why I needed a refund and I know you do too, but And Shock writes, it hurts me severely as it's costed me way more to be able to refund you. I needed the funds for something important. I'm simply ranting as it's really frustrating. And Lime says, I understand, but emergencies do happen to buyers too. Artists and buyers matter. Shock says, I never said buyers don't matter. It's still hurtful to all parties involved. I don't use USD, so it ends up costing me double in order to refund. And Lime says, well, it hurts me. This is the way you feel. I'm genuinely sorry. And I'm a sensitive person, so perhaps I'm taking it the wrong way. And Shock says it wasn't meant to come off hurtful, so I'm sorry how it came off. And I don't think Shock's message was hurtful at all. I was venting and it does hurt me too in the long run. I genuinely hope everything goes well for you IRL and same for your emergency. Lime says, thank you and I hope that your situation does resolve soon. It'd be much appreciated if you didn't tell people who was supposedly demanding a refund. I never demanded a refund. I simply asked and I already have the person blocking me. I don't want drama again, which I am considered a scammer. Please and thank you. I'd request if you take down the post since it's becoming harmful. And then some DMs again with Lime, where Lime says, let me check real quick. Nope, didn't get it. It's pending. Shock says it can take up to 5 business days online for a PayPal refund. Lime says, okay, yeah, I was looking up stuff and don't want to open a dispute. Thank you though. And Shock says they also go by this on Toy House still, which is again the Wuchi account. And then Shock adds, this was their PayPal as well. Heads up, the Pierce Workshop accounts. And then Orca BB being the secondary Toy House about theirs. Now, sorry, it's a little bit out of order, but going back to October 7th now, Sky Eternal again makes a quote retweet to Powder's post about the Mia account, writing, honestly, I bought adoptables from them. I plan on redesigning them in case they look like other models that they sold so far. Of course, I will give credit to the original artist despite the drama. Honestly, I could help everyone who didn't receive what was promised from them. I don't think they're a bad person, but I think they're trying their best. I assume that the workload got them, and I can relate to having family issues that bring down somebody's mental state. Hopefully, they will fix their mistakes soon. If anyone went through this, DM me with proof that you were a previous client of them. If not, then I sadly cannot help you, and we can discuss a time slot for a free model with rigging. And Powder writes, which is a completely valid thing to do. Still respect the work they give you, even if they aren't the best in the end. Like, I got a sketch of my model, and even though I never got the final thing, I'm very happy with it. It's cute. Now, also on October 7th, the Pandora Box Truth account makes a thread, writing, this thread is to report on the situation of Orca / Mia FTT / Mui Puppy / Wuochi / Juzz / Sticks / Keps. Please just block the user. Do not harass anyone in this thread. It is only informative for those people who are clients of this user or for artists who sold or will sell art to this user. This post is a collection of posts talking about the user in question. For you, the reader, stay informed. In the future, if possible, a more detailed document will be made. So, in a quote retweet to Zach's thread that we read, 1. This post comments on how said user has created a Discord group to refund clients. One day she published a life-ending note. A relative of the user confirmed the life end, but much later the same user confirmed that they never life ended. So here we have the 2D Orca account writing, my last wish. I just wish no one else had to go through this pain. With the same copy pasta screenshot message that was sent in that group chat with Zaki and Powder and a couple other people. And then we have posts from Orca being like, selling him for $50, coming with VTuber model art and graphics. And then, hello sister here. My sister had took her own life yesterday night. We are going around her social medias to tell people. If somebody is in need of help, please call 988. I will delete this account later today. Spread awareness about mental health, which is like low-key a little peppy for a tweet like this. 2. This user tends to make life-end threats when somebody posts about their bad experiences with her. Incomplete payment, incomplete commission, break of TOS. She also tends to harass with multiple accounts. She has been known to not complete her payments and break art TOS. Also, I just want to add about the pronouns. I know I'm a little bit late, but the Pierce account goes by he, him, but a lot of the alt accounts seem to take on like a feminine persona, which I'm guessing is why a lot of these people that have interacted with the Ari/Juz account potentially is using she, her pronouns. I'm just reading them as the author has written them, because honestly there's so many accounts it's hard to keep up with. So again, this was the Glubby's tweet that we read. Here's some more posts by the name of Akui writing, I'm sorry, I'm canceling the raffle. Please leave me alone. I hate living sometimes and I keep getting all this directed towards me when I didn't do wrong with Hachi. Please leave me alone, Hachi. I want to be left alone. I blocked you so you felt comfy with me not being on the timeline. Kep's account being like, I want to die. The Kez account writing, whatever, it's useless trying to say that I'm not a scammer. I'm deactivating all my socials. Twitter sucks. This community treats me like, leave me alone now. And again, these accounts all really write like the same Pierce account, you know, being like, I'm not a scammer, I swear, you know, the like really defensiveness about not being a scammer. And then, you know, other accounts referencing drama that they weren't involved in, right? Like the Akui account allegedly is not involved with that drama with Hachi. It was Pierce and their quote unquote roommate Yue. So, and then the Truth in August 20th writes, this artist always comes back with more problems. It's already has too many call-out posts to time. And she tends to say she will unalive herself if you don't take down the post with her account or many multis. And Hachi, which Hachi's account is currently protected, so I can't read the post as of now. So we have some screenshots here, but I can't read everything, right? Hachi writes, she's weird as fuck. She keeps coming back in my DMs on new alt accounts. This is the most recent, apologizing for being an ass and declining to state who they were, asking me for my name. I got defensive because I knew it was the same person. Disdainus sticks a sin, Sirixa. Because I can't click on it, right? Because their posts are protected. But here's a message from said user writing, I know it's weird, but I thought I'd ask. And Hachi writes, no, my VTuber name is still Hachi Himari. Who even are you? What a weird effing thing to ask. And then they said just, oh, okay, it was just a question. And I want to say that the reason why this is very sensitive is because Hachi was doxxed in the past. Asking somebody who has been doxxed previously about their name is definitely going to be a triggering thing, and just weird in general to ask VTubers for their actual name. Truth links, read about point number 2 below. I wish I could link that, but I cannot, right? I can't open it because their posts are protected. So the Pandora box truth account writes, 3, related to what was mentioned in the attached post in 1 and screenshot show in 2, the user tends to make art raffles and sell VTuber models at very cheap prices, both with the risk that you never receive what was promised or only partially. So here again, we have the powder accounts. And then this video talks in detail about point 1 out of 3, and that was the situation with cat dragons. That was my video. Then the truth account writes, these screenshots are to add more evidence of point 2. The wording is a little bit confusing, but it's really well documented screenshots showing how all these accounts are connected. So this is really convoluted, okay? But I wish I could like find these screenshots on my own also for more clarity for you guys as well. This is not offense to the graphic or anything, but sometimes like, you know, things get a little cropped, but these accounts are like all gone. So the Mupi account writes, new pin, previously Wuchi and Justic. Okay, so now we know this Mupi account is also linked to Wuchi and Justic, and we already know Wuchi and Justic are also Pierce because the Justic account had people pay Pierce, and then the Wuchi account was like messaging Powder to complete a commission. So we know Wuchi and Justic are Pierce allegedly. So now the Mupi account also claims to be Wuchi and Justic. So now we see how the Orca accounts and the Mupi account all tie together. Okay, so there is this adoptable for this purple VTuber with short hair and kind of like a collar and a crop top, and it writes, hello, I'm selling him for $200, a VTuber model with some extra stuff, please send a message. This is the Mupi account. Oh look, is then the 2D Orca account is also selling the same, but actually even higher with a $300 auto bid, $500 starting bid, but $300 auto bid, or like, sorry, an auto buy, my bad. Wrong wording. And then you can see the Orca account. Okay, again, my last wish, I wish no one else had to go through this pain. This was the copy and pasted life end message that the Orca account posted. And then you can see again, the Orca account is selling again the adoptable. So you know how other people were like, yeah, you know, they were selling this adopt for like this much and then they changed the price because they didn't get what they wanted, a price high enough. Now it says they're selling him for 50. They originally were trying to aim for maybe like a $300 auto buy if they got lucky. This is just a blatant reselling of the model on this account, the Orca account, and then it indicates how the Mupi account and the Orca account are linked. So now we know the Orca, Mupi, Wuchi, and Jez accounts are all linked. And then now we look over here for some tweets on the Wuchi account where they vented a lot on this account. So on the Wuchi account, they write, this is how much I need to refund my client, $1,200. We can't see the currency. It is cropped, could be USD, could be Canadian, but $1,200 is a lot of money, depending on the currency, but for most currencies. And I believe they operate in USD, given all of their other, you know, their posts, probably $1,200 USD. They have a post writing, I wish I can get a Sleepy Bunzu design that I adore. It sucks my reputation is practically ruined. And that adoptable that Mika later ended up with is a Sleepy Bunzu design. And then Ari writes, because 1, I changed my name too much, which shouldn't even be a reason. I would argue it is actually a reason if you name change too much, because if you name change a lot, this is how it's going to read to me. It's going to read to me, this is my personal opinion, but it's going to read to me like you have something to hide. Otherwise, why are you name changing like 10 different times in the period of 10 months? That is an insane frequency of rebranding. I totally get, you know, you don't vibe with your old alias, you rebrand. I have rebranded. Okay, I didn't always go by Catlante, but like not once a month though. Apparently I ghost my clients too much, even though I try to respond ASAP. We've already looked at that. False advertising. I'm not good at wording stuff, so it may seem like this could be referencing the Needy post. Remember Needy was like, yeah, I didn't get the jacket and the mask. It could be an accident. So the thing is, all of these situations on their own could be chalked up to human error. But when you combine everything together, it's just a lot. 4, I follow bait or something like that. 5, I apparently life end bait, even though I've had mental health issues since forever. 6, I'm using my disabilities as an excuse, question mark, question mark. 7, I'm a rat hiding behind a new persona. These are personas of yours, right? You literally said previously Wuchi and Jessic. 8, I don't make it to deadlines. Sorry, I have IRL issues. Again, if you are somebody that takes on freelance commission work. Doesn't even have to be art. Could be other stuff, right? If you say there's a deadline, you should make it to your deadline. And people are willing to make exceptions for IRL stuff, but like just account for that, bro. If you know that, you're enrolled in school currently, then don't make your deadlines 2 weeks out from the payment. Just be like, "Hey, it's going to take me 2 months." Give yourself a more generous deadline so that you don't let people down. That's just typical best practices to use as an artist. Here's a Cryne account writing, "Here's how much I need to refund the rest of the people." With the Ari account writing, which is Wuchi, "I need to refund 120, 75, 150, 345. And then the Ari account continues, 10, and whatever bullshit people want to say. "I just want to end it at this point. This drama with me happens every other month or so. I'm tired, man. I just want to refund my clients and only work with one person." Then do it. And then this graphic is a little bit confusing, but from my understanding, it goes this purple chunk and then we read everything else. That is my understanding of how to read this. It's a little bit confusing. But again, we have this Orca account they showcase here with the life end post, and then, "Hello, sister. My sister life ended." And then you can see again, the Orca account was trying to sell that purple VTuber with the purple crop top and the kind of harness thing going on. And then you can see again, here we have Nerixa account adding everybody into that group chat. Remember, that was the one that Zaki posted. And then that is the same copy pasta message that the Nerixa account posted in the Discord that also ended up on the Orca account. And then we can see here, how Nerixa said, "Well, I was going to commit, but I actually did not." Again, I'm glad they did not, but this is just trying to piece things together. Now it leads into this user, PerkyPert, replying, "Models that you have made in the past." So this is indicating how the Mia FTT account is linked. The Mia account showcases some models. Look at one of the models. It is that same purple VTuber with that like strappy harness thing. Perky is like, "How did your account get purged?" And Mia says, "I purged it." Again, here are example photos of that same VTuber model that they keep selling over and over again. The Ari account, remember, Ari is Wuochi, with the same model. And we can see Mia says, "Selling him for $20. Comes with unrigged, just take him." And then look here, the Mia account posts $1 adoptables on Toy House, and they link the Wuochi Toy House. So then we go over here, right? Now we have the Muppy accounts, and the Muppy account posted an example of a cheapy VTuber model. Oh, wait, but Mia also posted about the same model, writing, "Hello, cheapy VTuber models open," with the same sketch. So this shows that the Mia account is also linked to the Wuochi account, and it's also linked to the Muppy account, which is all linking back to Pierce. Perky writes, "Why does this feel like a scam to me? Person only has one media post, no description, FYI. I expect to be blocked, so I'm screenshotting this and posting it in comments." And it's quote retweeting to one of Mia's posts, writing, "Doing one $50 VTuber model." Again, remember how Pierce loves $50 VTubers, and that's how they price their VTubers typically? "Yes, I'll stop doing comms after this one. It's that urgent. DM me if interested. Will rig for free." And then these are the messages between Perky and Mia, right? With again an example of that purple VTuber that once again you can see Ari is selling. And then Mia wrote, "Why do people jump to accusations? Like what y'all, as in those who accuse me without evidence, badly want to start drama?" Probably relating, oh, this is October 7th, so potentially relating to all of these posts cropping up again about Pierce on the 7th. And then Juz adds, adding a screenshot to the previous screen, new at of the user and new VGen of the user, at Yomi_I, at Piercy-kun. Supposedly, it's the friend account. Some of Wuochi's clients have paid him, or this friend has paid things for Wuochi. Such situation blocked to prevent. I believe that this Pierce is the original person behind all of this. This is my belief. It's all alleged, right? But the proof is where the pudding is. And in this case, the pudding is the money. Who do everyone keep paying? Everybody keeps paying Pierce. So that's just how I view it. But we see all of this again, right? And we really want to focus on this moth, or it looks like a black and white moth design. So now we have this Yomi VGen account where you can see here, there is this black moth design on the very bottom. Oh wait, Mia also claimed to have made this black moth design. Remember, Mia is the same person that we've already linked back to Pierce through a big long chain. And then here is a post from Pierce writing, "Forgot to post, but here's the finer version of the your character here. Still need to be adjusted all but," and there is a GIF for an animation. And wow, that animation is also one that this Yomi account is selling. The same frame. It's all very suspicious. And one thing too that's very interesting to me, if we go back up here, right? Mia has this account claiming that they made these 4 VTuber models. Look at the bottom right VTuber model, okay? This VTuber model has white sleeves with baby blue stripes on it. They're wearing a cropped like blue t-shirt slash dress that goes up to very, very high on their thighs. And then they're wearing what looks like white stockings with a lot of like freckly designs, or their bare legs with like prominent freckles on the thighs, and what looks like baby blue knee-high socks. Remember this post that we saw from Powder, where Powder wrote on August 6th, I reached out to them expressing interest in commissioning them as they had put up a post offering extremely cheap price for a model. Look at this Juz account, $50 VTuber model commissions with the same really pale legs with the black kind of like freckles on the thighs, knee highs, and the white sleeves with blue stripes. Except the design is changed a little bit, where one sleeve is a polka dot and the socks aren't the same. They're kind of mismatched. But the coloring and everything is so similar. And again, they do have a history of reselling models. So it's just a little suspicious to me, the similarity between this one and the one this Mia account posted. Oh wait, no, it is the same one, right? Because I couldn't see it over the comment, but this is a polka dot sleeve. It's a striped sleeve, a polka dot sleeve, and the thigh highs are actually mismatched now that I look at it. Yeah, sus. We already knew, though, that the Mia account links back to the Jez account as well. That's just like one more nail in the coffin. So then we get to November 24th, the one that I originally saw. And this is posted by Daisy Baka, who goes by the Twitter handle PerOrange. Again, this was about the black coffee boba that the Wuchi person charged back. So this is how everything tied back in together. And this most likely is not even everything, right? A lot of things have been like purged off the internet, so it's a little bit harder to dig up. But here we see Shock the Systems post, right? And more people talking about their experience. We have Momo or Moonbug VT writing, this person again. I remember I paid them to get my model done, got nothing, but they were perma rebranding, buying adopts at the same time while taking on more comms and only showing work for one person. And Daisy says, I'm so sorry you also had to deal with them scamming you. And then we have Twitter user Miko Takanaga, I hope I'm reading their name right, writing, this is a post on Toy House. It has even more usernames and accounts, including a suspected possible main account. So this was Montzar. Remember Mon, the one that we read, with all of these suspected accounts. And Daisy says, this is extremely good information. I've linked it from the main thread, so hopefully more people can see it to be safe. And Miko writes, also, Piercy-kun is certainly a suspicious account related to them, along with other evidence of a VGen account with model art and rigging services advertised with Judge's art, and also animations of Pierce have posted. They have very suspicious Toy House activity with each other. So here we can see transfer ships, right? Number 5 is transferred to Piercy, and then transferred to Wuchi as a gift, and then transferred back to Piercy-kun. Here we have number 4, where it was transferred to a user by the name of Seven Salt, then Siraz, then his Husker, then Piercy-kun, then Wuchi, then back to Piercy-kun. And then a character was created by Piercy-kun, and then it was gifted to Wuchi on July 6th, and then transferred back to Piercy-kun with the same type of logging. And then here we have a character that was transferred to Piercy-kun, and then transferred to Wuchi as a gift, and then transferred back to Piercy-kun. And then Miko adds 4+ characters all sent to Wuchi within 1 minute on July 6th, and then even crazier, Wuchi sent them all back on November 19th. Within literally 30 seconds, it really seems to me that they're transferring characters back and forth between multiple accounts that are all Juz. And then The Truth says, thanks for all the info. I'm glad my post was useful. And Miko says, yeah, your posts were super informative and actually made me curious on what they post, which is how I found the Toy House weird activity. And then The Truth added their thread as well. Oh, and by the way, just another little Easter egg that was retweeted by The Truth as well. This was posted by Callie Granger79 on Twitter on October 14th, writing, I have some evidence that points towards Orkachu/Mia FTT being a scammer all along. I'm just glad I got my money back. So this is Sleepy Bunny's coffee, and she had Orca Chew on a blacklist. So again, we see Sleepy Bunsu. Remember the person who made the Soda Pup Adopt that ended up in Juz/Pierce's hands for a while, and then Mika got that. On their blacklist is Heather Mousy, and we've made videos about Mousy, 2 of them in fact. And then Orkachu/Mia/2D Orca/Chemo/0/Miwapi/Muochi/Juz/Jixei Twitter+Toy House on their blacklist. So this is so far the end of it, of this saga. This was extremely hefty to categorize. If I ever missed anything, please let me know down below in the comment section, right? Because this was extremely hefty, and there might be some that might have some stuff that might have slipped through the cracks. But I will have all of this linked down below in the comment section, so it might be a really bulky comment section box for you to go check out. Again, please don't send hate to any of these people involved, any of these creators, the artist Juz/Pierce/whatever they go by, right? Because there's so many aliases. At the end of the day, don't want any bullying and hate and harassment sent towards them. This is just supposed to keep them accountable and to make people aware, so that if you are looking to spend some money, that maybe you are a little bit aware of who you're commissioning and who you're getting stuff from so that you can also stay safe and protected. And finally, if people are asking you to pay through e-check, you're not dumb if you fell for it, but now that you know, e-check is an extremely sus way for you to receive money. So if somebody's offering to pay you through e-check, I really, really, really do not recommend it. And if somebody's paying you through PayPal for a service, send them an invoice, which is just a documentation indicating the goods and services traded so that you can stay safe and protected in case there's a situation where you would ever need to charge back. Always, always, always protect yourself. To wrap this all up, I'm gonna give you a TLDR of a timeline real quick. I have this all on my iPad, my fancy little iPad here. But as of what I've covered, and there might be a little like error here or there, right? On April 9th, there was a call out post that the Piercy Kun account made about a user called Hamchiro, where there was some doxing situations for Hamchiro happening, which is extremely unfortunate. Now, June 3rd, a VTuber by the name of Cat Dragons had made a post where they had won a raffle from the artist and they never received their model, and the artist led them on a hot and cold for 6 months. Now, on July 29th, Toy House user by the name of Monstar made an entire expose post about them where they were selling a VTuber for $200, and then the artist tried paying them through check, even though Mon said no, and then was immediately trying to demand to receive the VTuber model files, even though Mon was stating to wait until the check cleared. Plot twist, the check bounced. Now, on August 20th, a VTuber by the name of Needy VT made an expose post talking about the fact that they bought an adopt with the intention to rig the model and donate it to somebody else, and the artist resold the model. And Needy had separately bought a $100 adopt from them that is missing some items and got ghosted for a week before they received the jacket and the mask that was supposed to also belong on the adopt. They pointed out it's suspicious this artist frequently changes aliases and also cited an art raffle scam video that I have made, which was the one about cat dragons. Now, September 4th, a VTuber by the name of Powder bought a $50 commission with a $5 tip for a VTuber, and then during the 2 weeks after they commissioned this artist, the artist rebranded from Justic to Norixa on Discord, and then on Twitter rebranded to Ari/Wuochi. And they allege, basically confirmed, that the artist forced people, herp into paying with friends and family so that they would not charge back. And then on September 28th, VTuber Zaki B made a post about the Norixa account, right, which is again all the same artist, where they commissioned them in August, then got led on, and then got added into a Discord group chat with a whole bunch of other people the artist owes money to, where the artist proceeded to threaten to life end and then post a life end message and say that they're dead. And then 8 hours later, they came back and they were in fact not dead. There was another user by the name of Shock who also had a poor experience with the artist as well. And then Per Orange made an adopt called the Black Coffee Boba adopt, and then Wuochi bought it and then charged them back. And then Miko Taka made a conglomeration post talking about this experience. And to tie this all up, there is one Twitter account by the handle Pandora Box Truth who is dedicated to categorizing all of this information, and they made an extremely helpful set of posts indicating how all of the different aliases tie back to the same person, and that is the TLDR. Anyways, at the end of this, I don't even know what to say. I've been recording for 2.5 hours now. I hope you like this video. I also have an Etsy shop in which I sell digital goods like Twitch emotes, overlays, etc. And I also have a coffee where I offer a bunch of that for free as well. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you guys there or in another one of my videos. Peace.